Hi Nengi,
Hello, Rivers.
how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So throughout your course of your week, what's one random thing that made you happy
I
this week?
slept.
Like throughout the whole week.
No, like sometime in the week, I had good time to sleep. I did not press my phone, did not go out. I just slept. I had like 20 something missed call that day, but I just slept really.
Okay, that's random. Very random.
Very random.
I notice your kind of writing
Mm-hmm.
and your style of performance. Yup, it tilts towards the boy child. Permit me to ask, what inspires you to write? Because it's 90% of them is, if not 90, if not 100, 90% of them is more like trauma questionnaires. Yeah. So, yeah, what inspires you?
I do not dispute the fact that I write a lot about the boy child and the man in general. I also explore conversations that centers around trauma, emotional healing, and so on. But when it relates to conversations around the boy child, I think I'm really writing about myself, no other person. Over the
Wow.
years, I have realized that women have not explored the depth of ingenuity that comes with a man. There is just so much inside. I'm not even talking about the physical interaction or the physical intimacy of it. There are so many dynamics to being a man, and because there is no platform for expression, many of them just keep it inside. And I have a background in biology. You know that when you keep something organic for a while, it grows stale. And when it
Okay.
gets stale, it goes bad. When it goes bad, it releases a stench. So most times the reaction that we receive from men is as a result of the things that we've denied expression that have stayed on the inside for so long. Cause and effect. So my writing gears towards letting men know that they have to unravel what they have on the inside. One. Secondly, I'm trying to give women a hint that if they just keep quiet, pause, and listen to the things that are not being said verbally, they may just understand where every man is coming from.
You said if women can pause and listen to the things that are not said verbally. You know, there's a thing that they say women love communication. Yeah. So if man don't come up and tell us what is their real issue, because most of us here can literally pause and listen. Yeah, please don't give me the eyebrow. Can listen, but then we might not get the exact thing, right? So when we come in to want to help, some of these men still like shut us out. Like, I have to do this on my own. I have to be a man and do this by myself. So how do we now still hear them when we still can't hear them?
Great question. Let's zero back a bit.
Yeah.
Now, men don't need problem solvers in women.
Okay. Okay.
Many women try to solve the problem. 98% of the time, men know what they want to do.
Okay.
The issues that many men face is the problem of transmuting what they want to do or what they want to say or how they feel. And the role of a woman is to meet him halfway in that process. Help meet, not to solve the problem.
Okay.
Now, in the area of listening, we have reduced communication to verbal, what is said. Trust me, there are many other ways of listening and hearing without words being spoken. Now, I do believe that communication, first of all, should be verbal so that the woman knows what the man needs,
Okay.
right? And I do actually advise men to speak as much as they can. Say what it is, say it the way it should be said, not how you want to say it.
Yeah.
Say it. That's on the end of men. On women's end, listen. Women don't know how to listen. Really.
Okay.
Listening is an art.
Yeah.
It's not just you keeping short, and many women keep quiet and in their head they are building 1,000 defense against what is being said. Many of them even trail off and they are thinking about the next week or whatever.
Guilty. Okay.
Amazing. So listen.
Yeah.
The art of listening, number one, is you are, first of all, scanning the root of the conversation. He is saying this, but his facial expression is saying otherwise. Beyond what he's saying, how exactly does he feel? Is he saying all he needs to say, or is finding it hard to say it the way he wants to say it?
Okay.
Am I creating enough space? Oh God.
Okay.
The conversation of creating space will take us hours to exhaust. Being able to create room.
Yeah.
See it this way: men are demigods,
Okay.
right? Follow me. Men are demigods. Their presence alone has a lot of activities to it. So when they walk into his place, a lot is going on beyond their physical appearance. Now, women on the other end, they are temples.
Okay.
They should be, not women, your wife or your partner should be your temple. And I'm not even talking about sexual intercourse here, right?
Yeah.
They should be a place, and a demigod is not so much of a god when he's in his temple, because if in his temple, he's serving something higher than himself.
Okay.
Follow?
Okay.
So if the place that is meant to be his temple is not space enough for him to render himself, he goes somewhere else. So the art of creating space is more of you recognizing that this man needs me right now.
Okay.
What do I need to put in check for him to say the things he needs to say? Not yap, not nag, not just go on and on and on and on and on. I think I'll stop there.
Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, but yeah, I take what you say. So I want to link what you said, since you brought in the woman inside this convo. So I want to bring in my very first question, which takes me to the single motherhood and the boy child. Do you think a single mother, right, can raise a boy child up to the point that she understands, giving him that room of space, listening to him, or she just wants to raise him from what she feels is good for him?
Before we have the conversation of if a single mother can raise a boy,
Okay.
we need to know who raised the lady.
Okay.
You cannot effectively communicate an experience you did not have. A child needs a father as much as it needs a mother. There is no substitute for the other.
Okay.
In the absence of a father, the child is not fully developed. In the absence of a mother and the presence of a father, that child is still lacking something. It has to be two becoming one for you to birth something wholesome. Best believe it is hard to zero in on, or it's hard to say that to find, let's say, 50% of children raised by a single parent, it's hard to say that they are complete. The presence of a father instills something more than just his presence. A father instills discipline,
Okay.
the sense of responsibility. I feel like taking one after the other, but let's see. So the presence of a father instills discipline, instills sense of responsibility,
Okay.
right? Instills identity.
Okay.
I'm speaking about the boy child now.
Yeah.
It still plays in a case where it's a lady, it's a girl child, and there is no father, right? So the presence of a father instills discipline, instills responsibility, instills identity, instills balance.
Okay.
If a mother, now the presence of a mother on the other end, it instills the awareness of emotion.
Okay.
A mother to a child will make him know or make him process how he feels. And now it depends on who raised the mother.
If she was raised by a single dad.
Because if a mother was raised by a single dad, she will not be able to communicate the need of emotion to that child, because she did not have a mother to teach her the need for. So it's a circle. So if you check, if you zoom out and then you look at the lineage of single parents parenting, single parents parenting, there is, oh God, there will be a lot of gap.
Yeah.
There, it will be very hard to create a balance, and that's why when a child who's raised by a single parent gets married, you will see the lapses. You will see the gap that, okay, this thing is lacking.
Okay.
This person does not have any experience being present.
Okay.
This person does not have any experience being kind. This person has no experience in providing. Because one thing is for sure, whenever we, or most times, when we have a single mother raising a boy child, the single mother does all she can to provide for the boy.
Okay.
If a father, in most cases, when a father is present, the father teaches the boy child how to provide for his home, not himself. Himself mostly comes in the case of single mother training single child. You have to be a man. You have to learn how to make your own money. A father is telling you, you have to be a man. You have to take care of your home. You'll soon be a father. They
Okay.
communicate different things at different points in time. So yes, a single mother, I celebrate every single mother out there that have done an amazing job.
Yeah.
But if you were raised by a single mother, I need you to go in and become aware of the things and the gaps that were created. Because when you get in a relationship with someone, oh my God, you begin to see those gaps play out. And
Yeah.
if there is no proper understanding, most times don't even last. You end up recreating the same sequence.
Okay. Linking question. These gaps, right? These gaps generated. Do you think the responsibility for filling those gaps is for the society or for the individual?
The society is a culmination of small families.
Okay.
So the society is a very, very bland place. You cannot say, oh, there's really nobody's society. Society is many families in themselves. So the responsibility of filling the gap is first the person in question. The society does not owe you anything, right? Because the society itself is traumatized. Society is
Okay.
broken. The society needs help. The responsibility of filling this gap is the person in question. My parents were not, for a period of time. So my dad was working like in different states. My mom was in a different state, and so at different time we were with my dad. My mom was not there for like 10 years, ish, 12 for 13 years. So dad would be there. After a while, he had to go to work for like a few months. My mom, so we are being transferred from River State to Taraba State, like that. And so when I became aware and self-conscious as a man, I took time. I'm still doing it, but I took time to actually ask myself, what did all these gaps in this period of time create in me? So one of the things it did create in me then was a need for validation from a man figure. Many men may understand. So most of the times when I do something great, no matter how good every day they are around me tells me, oh, it's nice, blah, 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 blah. If the male figure in my life at the time did not validate what I did, it does not make any sense
It
to
doesn't
me.
count.
Because I also needed and craved a father to say, this thing you did is really great. It meant so much more to me than 100 women saying it. So it took consciousness to realize, oh, this gap is there. So I had to outgrow the need for validation in all. I tell myself, so that if you read most of the poem I have written or even performed, I usually say something. When Nengi says it is good, it is good. I usually say it a lot. So when I say it is good, it is good. It's even in my work, I'm still consciously telling myself that the things I create is good enough without external validation. That gap was created because over a period of time, there was some level of absence. So the responsibility of the individual in question to become conscious of the gaps and then to begin to design ways to fill them up. Not fill them up with the presence of another person. Remember, I did not need someone else again. I had to play the card on the inside and then find ways to fix them.
My next question. My next question is still in line with everything you said just now. So if this individual, right, notices these gaps and still does not become intentional about, closing it or finding something to fill up the gaps, if it's with someone or not, in the person does not care, and for some reason becomes a nuisance. By nuisance, I mean he's at some level irresponsible and still blames things on things that happen to him. Now, at this point, would you say, would you validate his reason? Oh, because this is how you grew up, or this is how you were raised. Do you validate that on his nurture, or because this is his gender as his nature? So what would you validate his reason for misbehavior, or nature or nurture?
In physics, we have the law of cause and effect. But when it relates to relationship, it doesn't always apply. There is an allowance for you to react to an action that was thrown at you.
Yeah.
But I usually tell people around me that people are responsible for their actions. You are responsible for your reactions.
Okay.
The fact that
Makes sense.
you stole money from me
Yeah.
and I'm pissed, is it valid to want to imprison you, arrest you, or beat you up, or probably steal from you? Yes, I feel that way. It may be a valid reaction,
Yeah.
but it is not. It doesn't mean I have to.
Do
I
it.
have the power to say, you know what, Favors, perhaps you were in need, but you did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's fine, don't do it again. So I told you, no, don't worry, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah.
You probably needed it, but you went about it the wrong way. Don't do it again. Go. I am responsible for my reactions. I can say, oh, you're rude, but I don't have to be rude to you. It applies. When a man or a lady gets to the age of 18, you're responsible for your entire life. In fact, you lose the right to even blame your parent anymore. Now, this does not mean that parents should become irresponsible after their children turn 18. No. I'm saying that when you have a sense of responsibility, you automatically know that you should guard your reactions to life. So because my dad is not rich, he doesn't have millions to pass to me, does that mean I'll go and steal? No, it doesn't. Okay? So when you meet a man who is a nuisance, a woman who is a nuisance in society, because they chose to be a nuisance, regardless of the arrows, regardless of the challenges life threw at them, they chose to be at that point.
Okay.
They chose to react to it that way. I mean, I've seen people who they slept, they woke up, their entire house burned down, they lost all their property.
Yeah.
Now, okay, now they are poor. They have to start building from the scratch. They had ladies, they had guys. The ladies could as well say, you know what, my family is now poor. I have to do for money. I'm going to be a prostitute. People who are prostitutes may have reasons why. They are only reacting to the action that life has thrown at them.
Okay.
But you have the responsibility to choose your reaction, and it doesn't always have to be in line with the norm.
So it's neither nature or nurture for you, it's choice.
By nature, every man is perfect. Now, perfect not in the sense of, I mean, we know Adam fell and all. No.
Yeah.
Actually, before the fall, man was perfect.
Yeah,
So
man
by
was.
design, man is perfect.
Yeah.
By reaction, man became imperfect. An apple was given to a man. He ate.
Man got it.
Man fell. Man decided to lie. God not tell man to lie. Man decided
That's
to
true,
lie.
yeah.
Man was reacting to actions
Okay.
according to the norm. When you are scared, you hide. Man hid. Man blamed. Man ran away from the
doing a
face of
poem,
God. No, I'm
Nengi.
not doing a poem. I'm just explaining. Man ran away from the face of God. Man killed his brother
Yeah.
because of jealousy. Man has been reacting. So by nature, man was designed to be perfect.
Yeah.
By nurture, depending on who nurtured who, depending on who nurtured the man, man has been reacting to actions instead of sitting back and deciding for himself. You know what? My brother has better harvest than I do. My harvest is poor.
Okay.
I'm jealous. Instead of killing him because of jealousy, I should ask him, how did you make your own harvest better so I can learn? So nurture is, there are two sides to it. It all depends back to reaction and choices.
Oh, very insightful and poetic. Okay, I want to delve into the financial aspect
Okay.
because I think, do I think or I see that there is more weight given to the men when it comes to the financial part. So do you think that a man's financial status equals his value in society?
So by norm,
Yeah.
society says if you don't have money,
Yeah.
just cash.
Yeah.
You don't have a voice. Now, the scriptures have made us understand that money is a defense.
Yeah.
Money is this. Money is great. So yes, have money. Have money. But not having money does not mean that you're any less of a man. Your identity does not depend on condition. You don't become less of a man because rain is falling. You don't become less of a woman because it's Harmattan season. You are who you are. By biological design and recognition of identity, you are a
Yeah.
man first,
Yeah.
whether there is cash or not. Now, the need for financial stability is every man's responsibility. You ought to have it. Please have it. See, life is very cruel to poor people.
Please have
Life,
money.
no, life is very cruel to poor people. Life
Yeah.
is very cruel to people who do not have. But money in itself does not satisfy the search for purpose. Okay, what makes a man truly valuable is how much of himself does he know? How much of his purpose has he identified? So, for instance, if I know that few years from now I'll be a billionaire known around the world,
Yeah.
okay, if I don't have money right now, does that make that future any less of potent? No, it's just physical climate that is saying, oh, you are broke. Broke is temporal. I can be rich like in a minute.
Yeah.
And coupled with the fact that we are currently in a generation where making money is like very easy. You just have to know what to do. Like very, very. Oh God, I've seen. Very easy,
Yeah.
right? So you have a responsibility to find purpose. See, money is currency. Money flows in the direction of identified purpose.
Okay.
Money without purpose is waste. Is what sponsors lust and all the negativity in the world, right? Because men stumbled on money and there was no purpose to give the money use.
Yeah.
So people just have money.
And
So as a man, as much as you are looking for money, you need to also discover purpose. That's the true voice. Every man that is known in the world is known not for his cash first, but because he identified purpose and money came in direction of his identified purpose.
right. We are almost rounding up.
All right.
Yeah, so let me just prep here that you do a very random poem. Yeah, it was not in the script here, but I think I love when you're doing spontaneous poems. It's very amazing to watch. So my next question, which would be my last question, is still around finances as a man. As a man, do you work necessarily with budget or you love spontaneous spending of money? Because I'm saying this coming from let me use my POV, because I can do budgets, but I can now go to the market and spend and forget what I budgeted.
Now you have money.
Not like I have money, but maybe because the thing was fine or very girly to buy. Not necessarily because maybe I needed it, but
Okay.
it's added to the aesthetics of life.
Added to the aesthetics of life.
So
Sure.
do boys do the same thing, or they're just strictly on I budgeted for this, I'm going for this, I'm getting that, and
So
that's it.
I think it depends on how you make your money. Yeah. If people give you money, you most likely don't know the value of money. If you are watching me right now, they send you 50K allowance every week.
Yeah.
So why not buy the aesthetics of life? Enjoy yourself.
The aesthetics of life.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, at the beginning, I said I had time to sleep this week,
Yeah.
and it was the most random thing.
Yeah, and I wanted to. That means you don't really have time to sleep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not like I don't have time to sleep. I sleep like 4 hours, 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'm up again because the money I'm looking for,
Yeah.
I'm still learning to pronounce it.
He's still learning
Yes,
to pronounce.
I'm still learning to pronounce it, and I know
Pride.
the effect of compound. I know what compound effect does to money. So
Yeah.
if I'm spending sporadically without a budget or without plan, it's crazy. I may never get there.
Yeah.
See, free tip. Money is a spirit. Money loves to be respected.
Okay.
Money stays with people who understand its value. So if I make 100K every month and I spend 70K buying ice cream and shawarma, 30k or 20k, I buy data with it.
Thank you.
And
Look
then
at me.
okay, I should do this.
Don't
Sorry.
look at me.
And then it's when I'm around 10k and I remember Jesus, the money never was finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money will revolt against you.
Okay.
Now, someone there is saying, what about the guys that go to the club and then they spend money? The true hallmark of wealth is that it is transgenerational.
Okay.
If the money I have cannot flow to the next generation, I'm really not rich. I'm really not wealthy. I probably just have money.
Okay.
The true hallmark of wealth is I have
Money.
I give birth to children. They almost don't have to work. They have enough to give to the next and to the next. Then I have money. So I don't have that money right now. So I cannot not want to plan the things I spend money on.
Yeah.
So, and money respects people that respect it.
Okay.
So there is this scripture that says if you put a gold ring in the nose of a pig, he'll still take it down to the swine.
Yeah.
So if money in the hand of a foolish man is still foolish money, it makes no sense. So you have to learn to put money where money grows. So Ecclesiastes chapter 11, it says, cast thy bread upon many waters, for you do not know which will flow back to you. So money is telling you, you have to invest me in many places. The attitude of money is one of investment. Money loves when you invest it as against spend it. When you just spend money, let's not, this podcast is about boy, let's not, it's about boy child.
The boy needs to get money now.
So as a young man, you need to plan. Yes, you need to plan. In my head, I really said, you know what, that by the time I have my first children, 2 of them, their school fees for their entire primary, secondary, university will be prepared. There has to be an account for it. So it's not just a wish. So when I think that way, I make systems to accommodate it. And even with 1k, 2k, if you do 1k every day for many days, it's a lot of money, and especially when you lock it up in a place that like mutual. Take me from your podcast. But when you put it, when you create systems and you create systems for it, you achieve it. So money loves to be respected. Bottom line, respect the money. Don't just spend it.
All right. Thank you very much, Nengi. Quick fire poem that you have to do for me and 99 others. So I just have 3 words.
Oh, you want to even give me words? Wow.
Yes, I want to give you. So I have 3 words. The first one is boy child. Second one is finances. And then the third one is prepare.
Prepare.
Yes. Prepare, boy child, and finances. Give me a poem.
Prepare, boy child, finances.
Yes.
So this is a clarion call to the men, the women, and the people yet to come. That exists in a generation where the boy child is struggling to prepare his finances. Tada, I'm joking. But yeah. All right, so this is a clarion call to the men, the women, and those yet to come. That I live in a world where the boy child is told not to speak, yet expects to hold conversation in places where his arms are amputated. How do you walk on slippery grounds? Our finances are the hallmark of our identity. We do not smile if we do not have golden studs attached to our teeth. So we keep quietly rotting away, finding ways to prepare our grave while we are still living. Can you not see that the man sitting next to you is a braille text? You can read his emotions by simply touching him. So pause, woman. Touch, woman. Your eyes are not just eyes, they are stethoscope. You can see the galaxies floating behind a man's eyes. You can see his true feelings. Pause, woman. Listen, woman. Touch, woman. The more you speak, the farther away the man travels inside himself. So reach out with a hug. Pause. Create space for him to be the demigod. You are the temple. You are bigger than he is, regardless. You are neck, he is head. You support everything that he becomes. So pause, woman. Okay, thank you.
Okay, please. Thank you very much, Nengi. It was
You're welcome.
nice having you on Beyond the Boy Child podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.